No one needs to know. No one needs to know. Hi friends, welcome or welcome back. I'm MC, a knit and crochet designer from Connecticut, and you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Blame the Knots, on my website blametheknots.com, and of course right here on YouTube where you can get to know me a little bit better. Today is episode 18 of the podcast. I am filming this on February 15th, so this is going to be up quite a ways after I'm actually filming it. But we have some travel, so by the time you see this, I will be back. If you've been here before, you will notice that I am in a different spot today. Normally, I sit in this chair back here and film my podcasts because that is my comfy little chair that I like to sit in and knit and read and all kinds of stuff. But I don't know, I felt like switching it up today. We have a bright sunny day. We had a lot of snow recently, so everything is really bright. And the natural light is pouring in, so I figured I would give this a little try and sit in front of my window. I feel very Chevy stuff room right now, so we'll see if this sticks around. We'll see what the sun does, because I am getting a little bit of sunshine coming through, and if that is annoying, we will change it next time. Or I'll film at a different time of day. But, by the way, if you are not watching Chevas, then go do that, because while I am copying the Chevas stuff room vibes today, there is only one original OG stuff room, and it belongs to Chevas, and so you should definitely go check it out. The podcast is fantastic. Okay, I just ran and got my diffuser, and I think that is going to help a lot with the little bits of light that were coming in and settling on my chest. So let's jump right into finished objects. The first finished object I have is, as promised, my Doppio sweater. I was so close to finishing this last time, and I finally did. I actually finished it later that day after I filmed. I only have one sleeve left to do, and I managed to finish that night, and we're all done. I love it. I used Swan's Island washable wool in sport weight yarn in the colorway Snowy Owl, and I used the Little Wolf Knits Buoy, which is Surrey, in Can You Show Me One Thing? I made size 2 in the pattern, and I used the recommended needles, which were a US 10 and a US 7 for the ribbing. I made several modifications. Basically, I didn't gauge swatch. I checked my gauge once I was a couple inches into the body. I was just pretty confident that I would be okay with what I was using for yarn. I decided to do... There is an optional faux seam that you can do. I decided not to do that. There is some mild shaping on the body. I decided not to do that as well. I just knit the body straight. It calls for a folded over collar, and I decided to just knit the collar and bind off because I was a little bit low on yarn. Also, glaringly obvious, I knit this as short sleeves when it is a long sleeve pattern. But I was pretty sure I wasn't going to have enough yarn to do the long sleeves, so I made them short, and I actually really love it. And the last thing that I did is that it calls for a tubular bind off, and I just bound off in pattern because I felt like it. So those are all the modifications that I made for this. Quite a bit, but I feel like it's still all the main feeling of the pattern is there, and it is a great pattern. It is a compound raglan, which means that the rate of increases on the sleeves and on the body are not the same, so that it ends up fitting the curve of the body a little bit better rather than just being 4 straight increase lines on the front and back. They have a bit more of a shape to them, and so it fits really, really well. I love it. I've already worn it out, and it's definitely going to be a sweater that I wear a lot in the winter. I am super happy. I have 2 more finished objects today, and both of them are a little bit damp. because they are both fresh off the blocking mats. The first one that I have is my Palm Your Knits from Knitting Tipsy. And this is my second time making this pattern. I loved it. I love making this pattern. It's fantastic. It's really well written. It's mindless in a good way, in the meditative stockinette way. It's beginner friendly and just a perfect pattern, basically. I used, the pattern calls for a US size 2 needle. I went up to a US 4 because I know that Chelsea is a much looser knitter than I am, so I went up to a 4. And I made size 2 because there is significant positive ease built into the pattern, and I decided that I liked the fit of the 2 better. I would fall into a size 3 for this pattern, but I decided to go with the 2. I used my own hand-dyed yarn for this. This lovely purple does not have a name yet, but I love it. It's doing this interesting thing, which is really funny because you can see kind of a line where my final increase happened, and it looks like the yarn, it looks basically like I decided to switch skeins, pretty much, and they were not the same dye lot, which is weird because I helically knit almost the entire thing. So, I did the collar in one yarn, and then I almost immediately started helically knitting 2 skeins of this purple together. But for some reason, it's like exactly where my last increase is that there is this color variation. I don't know why. It's showing up really, really well when I'm sitting here in the direct sunlight. You really can't notice it when I'm wearing it, but I thought that was so interesting. But anyway, I made no modifications, right? Yeah, no, I made no modifications. I just followed the pattern, and oh my gosh, I just found a stitch that one of my cats got their little claws in while it was blocking, because their favorite thing in the world to do is to lay on my knits while they're blocking and get them all covered in hair and make pulls in them and make their mama upset. Okay, next, let's put this over here. My next finished object is, once again, damp from the blocking mat. And this is a new design that I showed the start of in my New Orleans vlog, and I believe I showed it on the last podcast. And this is done. This is the Krewe Neck Tee. So this is a new design that is a very simple crew neck t-shirt, and it has some little special details in it. So this is the Krewe Neck Tee, spelled K-R-E-W-E, because it is named after the crews that run parades in New Orleans for Mardi Gras. And this is made with Whimsy Stitches yarn in the colorway Mardi Gras Parade, so it kind of fits together. And then also on the ribbing, I have these float details, which is a little nod to the floats of Mardi Gras parades. So this otherwise is a pretty standard crew neck. It does have some short row shaping on the sleeves to make them fit the body a little bit better, and to help cut out like bulkiness under the armpit, because this is a drop shoulder construction and sometimes there can be extra fabric under there. So I do have some short rows in here, and basically it is fantastic and I can't wait to wear it. And I'm sorry if me holding this up is making cat hair fly everywhere, because like I said, the cats like to lay on it, and I guess I should have done some hair removal and mitigation before filming this, but we have 3 pets, and no matter how much I clean this house, the pet hair is just everywhere, and human hair and everything. It just, it's unavoidable. So this is real life. Part of why I thought that it would be fun to film like this is because I thought it might also be extra motivation to help me keep my room tidy all the time, because I will be filming here. Maybe we'll see how this works out. But yeah, no matter how much I clean, the pet hair is just always there. Sorry. Okay, friends, so here's something interesting. I have no WIPS. And I know, okay, there are several of you that are probably out there yelling at your screen saying, MC, stop lying. Don't lie to us. And you're right, I am lying. But the thing is that I have no active WIPS that I'm really currently working on. Basically, what happened is I did a vlog last week and I tried to film myself finishing 4 WIPS so that I could get them off of my needles. And I will link that for you because it was, well, I'm not going to spoil it. You'll see if it was a success or not. Anyway, go check it out if you haven't, and let me know if you believed in me and thought I could do it or not. But basically, because I have spent the past week focusing only on those 4 WIPS, I now have nothing that I'm focusing on. And I've actually been kind of floundering the past couple days. I did some swatches for new designs that I have coming up, but I went a full almost 48 hours before I touched any yarn. It was weird. I didn't know what to do. I was confused and distraught, and I had no idea what I was supposed to work on. Because all of my current WIPS were at a stage that I wasn't ready for. Basically, I have a couple of WIPS that needed some frogging. I had a couple of design WIPS that needed some grading. I have a couple of WIPS that just needed more focus, so I had to actively look at what I was doing and read the pattern while I was working on them, and I couldn't take them around with me. So I've pulled out a couple of WIPS and some potential cast-ons to show you, and hopefully these will now become my active WIPS. I have not touched them in a long time, but I'm hoping that these now become my active WIPS. And maybe by the next time I record, I will have some progress for you. So the first thing that I have, this is in a Delicue bag. I love these bags that have the snaps on them. They're fantastic. There's something special about them, and I love them. This is like a medium size, I think. Maybe it's a large, and the other one I have is an extra large. I'm not positive, I'm sorry. What I have in here is a design that I've been working on, and this is using Fiber Space Vivacious DK in the colorway Denim, and this is going to be the slip on your shoulder t-shirt. Now, the thing is, I started this and it has this really cool, oh, what's it called? Saddle shoulder construction with these slip stitches on the shoulder. And I love it, and it's amazing, and it flew, and I was cruising along, doing a great job, grading things, writing the pattern, having the best time. I did this so quickly. And then I got to the join for under the arms, and I counted my stitches, and I was missing a lot of stitches. Like this will not fit me. This is too small for MC. So basically what happened is I, at some point between here and here, forgot what construction I was doing, and my brain went to my preferred drop shoulder construction, and so I knit straight without any shaping. But because of this saddle shoulder, which will have a set-in sleeve, I need to shape the armhole. So I had forgotten all of the shaping. So basically I knit from, I was like this wide and I just knit straight down, which will not go around my body. So I need to shape out the armholes so that it will actually reach around all of my body, and then I can join in the round. So basically, this got put on hold because I felt silly for making that silly mistake, and I just kind of needed to walk away from it for a minute because I was a little disappointed in myself. Basically, what I need to do is rip out on both the front and back the last couple of inches of what I've knit and then redo it and start adding in my shaping. The silly thing is that I have the shaping all graded. I just didn't do it. So I need to rip back a significant amount and reknit that. But I think this is going to be my next focus, design-wise, because I do love it. I was really excited about it, and I am still excited about it. I got a little disappointed in myself because that was a really silly mistake. But it's not a hard fix. It's just going to take some time. So moving forward with this one, hopefully soon. My next WIP is my longest standing WIP. And these are, or this is, a sock. This is the start of a sock using my very first pattern that I made, my Amber-dextrous Socks. And I am doing a slight variation on it for this sock pattern. I'm just adjusting some of the numbers because, well, I felt like it, to be honest. So basically, this sock I started in November of 2021. And I have ripped it out 4 times and restarted it. And it's time to finish. It's time to finish, MC. It's really time to get this done. I am using, so this beautiful yarn is from a dyer that is local to me that doesn't dye anymore. So unfortunately, you cannot get it, although it is so much fun and I just love the way it works up in this pattern. But yeah, this is, I think I want to go into the heel next on this, and basically I couldn't decide what heel I wanted to use. The pattern uses a shadow wrap short row heel. I was considering for a little while trying a heel flap and gusset, just because I hadn't done one in a while and I was kind of feeling like I missed it and I wanted to try it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. I need to finish them. This is pathetic. I was thinking about maybe doing a vlog of finishing my oldest WIP, just to try and get me a little bit focused on it. I don't know if a vlog of making a pair of socks is going to be exciting. You can feel free to let me know if you would like to see it. But yeah, I need to get these done. They need to get off of my WIPs, off of these needles. It's been too long. It's been too long. I just noticed that there might have been some times when I was moving around that there were dots on my face from the blinds. So if that happened, we're just gonna pretend it didn't, okay? No one say anything. It's fine. No one needs to know. No one needs to know. The next thing I wanted to talk about really quickly is a potential new cast on. So I was thinking about doing another vlog of using the oldest yarn in my stash, and that is this beauty from Long Dog Yarn. And this is the colorway Wuthering Heights, and this was from, I believe this was the first month that Long Dog Yarn did a book club. Yeah, it says it was from January 2021. So this was the first hand-dyed yarn that I purchased for myself. And it is the oldest yarn that I own currently. I have never used, clearly I've never used it. Duh. Anyway, I've never found a project that I want to use it for. And for some reason, I have just been really resistant to using it for socks. And so I have decided, I'm pretty sure I'm going to make one of the tanks that Brie of the Little Wolf Knits has. I am not sure which one yet. I'm thinking maybe the East Coast tank. Or the Bay Breeze, I think. There's one that has tie straps, so maybe that one, or there's one that is very like a more simple tank that doesn't have the ruffles or cutouts or anything, and I think that might be the one that I go with. But anyway, I think it would be perfect because I'm pretty sure that those tanks are made top down, so I could basically just cast on, go as far as I can, do the straps working from the other end of my ball of yarn, and then just knit until I run out. And if I end up with a bralette, I end up with a bralette, and if I end up with more of a tank, then I end up with more of a tank. So I think that might be a cast on coming soon, because by the time you see this, I will already be back, but we are heading to visit my in-laws soon, and I think it might be nice to have a stockinette project ready for that trip in the car and just hanging out with them and everything. So I might cast this on in the next couple of days and get through the provisional cast on and everything. I'm pretty sure those tanks have provisional cast ons. I don't know yet. I haven't looked into the patterns. But I think that that would be a good idea to get on my needles so that it's ready for, 10 hours in the car, maybe more, and lots of hanging out and having fun with family. That's all I have for finished objects and WIPs today. Like I said, in terms of channel news, I had posted a vlog of trying to finish 4 WIPs within a week, so definitely go check it out and let me know what you think. Let me know if you had faith in me, because there were times that I did not have faith in myself. But it was really fun. That was a really fun experience to try and get that all done, and I really pushed myself and felt like I learned a lot about my making throughout the week. So I've mentioned a couple of other vlog ideas that I have. Let me know what you think of them and what you would like to see, or if you have any other ideas or challenges that I can do, because they're really fun, and I think that from what the YouTube analytics tell me, my audience really likes when I do the challenges too. So let me know what you think. Anyway, take care of you, and I will see you next time. Bye.